What's up, ladies and gentlemen? Right now, I'm going to make a Raw review. I got to admit that I knew this was not going to be the best Raw or a pretty good Raw after because they just had an amazing pay-per-view, and you know I I didn't think it was going to be just as good as it was last night for me. So, but I'm just going to start off by the beginning. I am right now the calm because I don't remember everything. I remember a few things from the show, and I don't think that's enough for a long video. So let's get started. It's all started off with John Cena coming out talking about the team will face The Rock. He also talked a little bit about Swagger is going to face Del Rio, and when he was talking about Swagger, that Jack Swagger was going to face Del Rio, CM Punk came out. CM Punk came out, talked about how he was screwed, and talked about how Cena gets everything he wants, everything he points at. He talked about how ridiculous the Royal Rumble is, and that should not grant you the main event. Not that it ever does, because there, how many years is it since last time a Royal Rumble winner actually main evented? They're always may, maybe the opener or in the middle or something like that. But anyway, CM Punk demanded that John Cena just walked away out of his life and never came back. And that CM Punk was going to face The Rock for a third time. And that now CM Punk was going to succeed. John Cena began to talk about his critics and said that he wants to shut them up. And Punk then began to talk about they never beat me. Cena said, "That's right. Next week I want to face. I want to face you. If you win, I give you my title shot. If I win, you shut the hell up and leave my life." And they want to do it right now. CM Punk, of course, didn't want to do that because it's a heel and said, "We do it next week. Nothing from this, people." And then it was set. Then it was set. I just have to say that that segment was good. I think it was a good segment. Uh, it will make the road to WrestleMania a little bit more unpredictable because now it looks like, in my opinion, that CM Punk is going to win next week. When he wins, Cena, of course, is out of the title picture. Cena then talks about how he has fought so hard to come to WrestleMania, and that he don't want to let the opportunity go from him. And Vince McMahon grant him a shot. If you win this match, you are in this the championship match. Next up, we had a squash match with Mark Henry and Sin Cara. A very short match, uh, but it was not a bad match. It was not a bad match. The they how can I say it in the right way? They made Mark Henry look very strong. Of course, it's easy for the so-called world's strongest man to look strong, but they made him get this short win. And now, all of a sudden, the Great Khali came out. He came out because Mark Henry won against Sin Cara in like 30 seconds, and then began to attack him more. Great Khali got pissed, ran out. Mark Henry left, and Mark Henry had a comedy act. He was very funny outside the ring, and I really think this feud is only going to be like a 2 week feud before Henry starts feuding with Sheamus. I think he's going to first have a main event match on the main event, and then maybe they go over to having like a SmackDown and Raw match. I don't see it to be a big deal. Uh, then we have The Miz versus Antonio Cesaro. I thought it was for the United States Championship match because the commentator was talking about that. Of course, Jerry Lawler always fucks up. That's why he should get fired, and that's why he should die. They should actually have died when he got the heart attack. But anyway, either way, Antonio Cesaro lost to The Miz, and I thought, oh, a new champion. It wasn't. It wasn't that at all. And this rivalry will continue. It was no DQ match. It was with candlesticks and chairs and everything. So it was a very solid match. I just wish that they got to have their entrance on television, not on the app, the app. They had World Heavyweight Champion Alberto Del Rio versus Dolph Ziggler. That is the match of the night. That was one hell of a match, and I enjoyed every second of it. And this just proves once again, if you face Ziggler, Dolph Ziggler has never had a bad match. No matter how awful his opponent is in the ring, he always has a good match. Good job, Ziggler. Even though he lost, but he put Del Rio over, and Ziggler made it look incredible. And there were a lot of good spots there, so that was great. Then we had Wade Barrett talking about being in a movie, and Sheamus all of a sudden came on their Titantron after the trailer when they was allowed to talk, and that was it. And then they went to break. They really just showed the trailer, and when Bear was about to talk, they just put on Sheamus. It was an awful segment. It was definitely awful, and Sheamus should also be fired. I'm going to make a video about that later. Then I broke down Tensai and Naomi versus Primo Epico and Rosa Mendes. For everyone who wanted to see Cameron, she can't wrestle. If you watch Tough Enough, she's a bitch and should not even have a contract, but she got it because of fat pedos like to jerk up to her. And of course, Team Funk went over. Then we had my favorite segment of the night, Jack Swagger and Seb Coulter with their State of Union. That segment was amazing. That just proves that Swagger is going far, and with Seb Coulter, this is just amazing. This rivalry with Alberto Del Rio is perfect. The real American versus the real Mexican. This right here is going to be one of the main reasons why WrestleMania 29 will sell big time. Because now they have actually a good rivalry, not just a match thrown together like Alberto Del Rio versus Edge or Sheamus versus Daniel Bryan. Right here, they got what they need, and this is going to be some of the best weeks on SmackDown television. I can't wait. And then Swagger went on to beat Daniel Bryan. Wasn't a long match, and Swagger owned Daniel Bryan most of it. Then we had Miss McMahon that challenged Paul Heyman to a fight. That was during the segment with Brad Maddox becoming the Vicky Guerrero's helper. He was what the fuck was he again? He became. I'm just gonna check if he stands here in the circle. He is right now the assistant to the assistant general manager. There you go. The Shield had a match against Ryback, Sheamus, and Chris Jericho. And the Shield, just like last night, just like TLC, they owned it. They also had a shock factor with Seth Rollins and all that, and it was a very solid match. It was a very good match. It was the third best match of the night. So very happy with that. Then it was Damien Sandow versus Kofi Kingston that didn't start because Damien Sandow just went crazy and attacked Kofi Kingston. And it really made it predictable that now R-Truth comes out. I'm very happy they did it right now in Raw because they were actually planning during the Ziggler match at the Elimination Chamber that R-Truth was going to run in and beat up Biggie Langston. If that had happened, I would have been pissed. But of course, now they're back as a team, and that's a good thing for a tag team division. Then we had Randy Orton versus Kane. It was not a long match. It was not a short match. It was 10 minutes, I think. It was a rematch from WrestleMania 28. And it ended with Daniel Bryan coming out, interfering, making Randy Orton win. This right here is going to split up the team very soon. And we're going to see at WrestleMania 29. At WrestleMania 29, we are going to see the Kane versus Daniel Bryan versus, no, wait. You're gonna see Kane versus Daniel Bryan with Dr. Shelby as special guest referee. If that happens, I'm gonna mark out. And then we have the final segment, the segment that's supposed to make me want to watch Raw. It was the unveiling of the new WWE Championship. It was the worst fucking segment I've seen with The Rock ever. It was just so bad. It was like, and one of the greatest wrestlers of all time, John Cena. You know, John Cena made this belt and it worked, and then the Big Show existed or something like that, and it was just awful. It was awful. He unveiled the title. The title looks great, in my opinion. Not the one we saw on television. Not the one we saw on television. Don't get me wrong. But if you go on WWE.com, you're going to, or WWEshop.com, you're going to see the actual belts that we are going to see on CM Punk or John Cena after WrestleMania. It looks amazing. It looks so incredible, and I can't uh, wait to see how this plays out. It's going to be a lot better of the upcoming weeks because right now it felt weird. Uh, and this segment was just awful. It ended with John Cena just coming out and standing on the stage for about 2 minutes and just playing with his hands, and then CM Punk came behind him and just hit him with the old title and left. And then we saw John Cena sucking at selling, and that was it. It was this Raw. I will give it a 5.3 out of 10.